Tracy Morrison is living every mother's worst nightmare.
I went up the stairs, and when I got there, my husband opened the door, and he pushed me back, and he said, "I'm so sorry," but he's gone. And I didn't believe him. I kind of pushed on through the door, and I found Christopher laying on a bed. I told him I loved him, and I prayed over him, and I gave him back to God.
Her 29-year-old son, Christopher, died from an overdose around 1 year ago. She says the only thing doctors found in his system was a drug called Tianeptine that people can easily get at some gas stations, convenience stores, and smoke shops across the country. Some call it gas station heroin because of its similar effect on the brain. Tianeptine is approved as an antidepressant in other countries, but it is not approved for medical use here in the U.S.
How is Tianeptine getting from other countries into our gas stations?
There is many levels of secrecy that's involved. We can make educated guesses that it's approved for uses in other countries, so it's probably coming from there. It could be synthesized here in America as well.
It's among a growing class of potentially addictive products, including kratom and phenibut, available at gas stations, convenience stores, and marketed as dietary supplements to bypass strict FDA regulations.
Dietary supplements are supposed to be things like vitamins and minerals and botanicals. But interestingly, over the last decade, we've seen drug after drug arrive in the United States, sold directly to consumer, as if it's a dietary supplement.
The FDA doesn't approve dietary supplements before they're marketed, so it often doesn't know when new products come out.
FDA has just no idea what's on the market, so they can't comb these gas stations, they can't comb these vape shops.
This year, the FDA put out an alert warning people not to buy or use Tianeptine because of, quote, serious risks. Calls to poison control centers have skyrocketed in the last decade. The FDA declined to comment beyond what's on its website. It says at least 15 states have restrictions on Tianeptine, including Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee. But it may not be enough.
Congress needs to pass significant reforms to dietary supplement law and provide FDA with a lot more funding to be able to go after these dietary supplements.
Without this change, researchers say people are flying blind, and it can come at a deadly cost.
Christopher was the funniest kid you'll ever meet, the sweetest, most kind person you would ever meet.
Her son's death, a call to action.
Call your representatives, call your senators. I mean, you don't want this in your state. Nobody should have to go through the things that we've gone through.
In addition to states taking action, members of Congress have already introduced a bipartisan bill to make the drug a controlled substance, which would make it illegal to get without a prescription. Brian?
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.